circular economy. We have such a great panel for our booster judges that we thought if we have them already here for judging, we also could do a panel. And the reason is, one of the discussions that we are having recently is the future of manufacturing, open innovation versus entrepreneurship. And the future of manufacturing increasingly being shaped by the constant quest for innovative technologies that can radically improve the rigid manufacturing landscape in a larger organization. Companies are inspired to turn away from traditional corporate research labs and to promote and embrace various models, also of external cooperation, also known as open innovation. Along with this shift, we have seen a corporate mentality that manufacturing companies have also come to realize that their own employees represent a powerful innovation network whose capabilities span way beyond traditional R&D departments. Therefore, the concept of intrapreneurship in manufacturing companies has also grown of strategic importance. In today's panel, we are joined by leading corporates to discuss about different collaboration models and entrepreneurship practices that are disrupting the manufacturing field. For this session, please allow me to introduce to you our experts that we will discuss this topic with, which is Mr. Peter Kopfer from voestalpine High Performance Materials. Please come. Choose a seat. Choose a seat. Then we have Martina Malakova. Her background is in economics and electrical engineering, which has been the area of her professional interest as the managing director of an electrical international company, Electric, over the past 20 years. In addition, she is also the co-founder and president of the Industry Innovation Cluster in Slovakia since 2017, whilst actively participating in international organizations with an interest in the fields of data use and circular economy like the OECD. Welcome, Martina. Nice to have you here. And last but not least, Helmut Wöginger, who has studied business and management at the University of Vienna as well as the Heriot Watt University in Edinburgh. He has been working for more than 15 years with Andritz, responsible for mergers and acquisitions, and Andritz Ventures, the strategic innovation pillar of the group. And I visited him 3-4 weeks ago and was really taken away by how passionately he talked about their entrepreneurship organization. So glad to have you here. Please choose a seat. Helmut, let me start with you right away. As a high-tech plant manufacturer, Andritz relies on innovative and motivated personnel, has been pursuing the goal of continuous development for years and years, as every manufacturing company more or less does. Can you tell us why Andritz offers now an entrepreneurship program where many people, many employees can take advantage of it? And you tell us a little bit what you offer there and how this works in your organization, and how this offer for the employees was developed. How did it go about?
Yes. So we have seen that our entrepreneurs have very good ideas, but very often are somehow squeezed in what is their daily job. So they don't have so much possibility to really engage themselves in what their plans are. So we thought, give them a stage and help them with certain coachings to fulfill which solutions they see should be done for our customers or for internal purposes. So we set up an internal startup competition and have run this about half a year ago for the 3rd time. And this is a group-wide program, and we managed to get about 60 to 70 applications. We then work together with the best 20 to 25 ideas, coach them over 3 to 4 months. And after this time, they should be prepared to do a pitch, as you have seen it today, in front of our Vorstand, our executive board, and complemented by automation, IT, and myself. And then our board decides basically which ones are the winners, which get free time, about 30% of their time for the next couple of months to really develop their idea further. They get money which they can spend between 100 and 200,000 more or less to go in a prototype phase and then pitch their idea again and get continuous coaching by my colleague Harald and Anna Maria, which is a very good support. Also get external help. This is what we do, and this was very good received by all our colleagues, and some ideas we have handed back to the division already, and some are still in development. This is, in short, what we do for intrapreneurship in our company.
A follow-up question. First of all, not everybody might know Andritz, B2B. You have 12,000 employees?
We have 27,000.
27,000 employees. So
yes, and we do heavy machinery, so in pulp and paper, in hydropower, big turbines, pumps, metal solution. voestalpine is one of our good customers for rolling mills and coating lines and furnaces and so on, with filters, separators and so on. This is what Andritz does.
very good. I still not going to let you go. 27,000 employees. So in your last round, 6 months ago, you said half a year ago, about how many applications did you get and how many were chosen and awarded and get free time and money to support? Just a number, roughly.
Yes, so we got, I think, 65 applications, then coached about 20, gave 8 teams the chance to present, and I think 6 are now in the development phase.
Very good. Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. This is really exciting news. Martina, full disclosure, Martina is representing the Industry Innovation Cluster in Slovakia, who is a partner and therefore shareholder of EIT Manufacturing. Martina, thank you so much for doing that. Apart from your successful international career, you were also active as a co-founder, and you know both the startup side and the industry world. In your view, what are the biggest hurdles to starting an open innovation process together with startups, and if there are any hurdles, how to overcome them?
Thank you very much for this question. There's a lot of hurdles, and I think a lot of things today was already said. For example, cooperation. It is very important as a word, and also startups has very good ideas. When they come to corporates or to industry companies, they find a lot of hurdles. For example, the first one, it is exactly internal IT department. So we know that a lot of solution, a lot of innovation is aligned with data, with digitalization, and a lot of solution, good ideas couldn't be implemented because we have to do something with internal IT department, which is often centralized in headquarters. So this is a big real hurdles, and I think what is a good solution, it is exactly the concrete projects. So really to open the doors, what our clusters do for the startups and for the cooperation, and to motivate them to cooperate, to find the projects and to cooperate together for the finding the solution and for the innovation. And exactly, it is what EIT Manufacturing done, and I am very happy and proud to be part of EIT Manufacturing, because really call for proposal 2023 this year, it was a real success to motivate our Slovak companies to cooperate with startups and to implement the new ideas in the process.
Very good. Thank you very much. And you know, I've been to Bratislava and other parts of Slovakia many times, and the support we are getting also from the national authorities and from the local and regional authorities is amazing, and it's great working there. Full disclosure, Peter Kopfer, representing voestalpine High Performance Materials, is also a partner of EIT Manufacturing and therefore a shareholder. Peter, thank you so much for joining us. Among other things, you guys were looking last year for the CO2 reduction circular economy. You were part of the Booster Bridge events, where we introduced to you several startups that might help you to identify the CO2 footprint. And I know you have chosen in a spectacular finale, so to speak, in Milan, one of those startups, I think from Sweden, if I recall correctly. Can you tell us why your organization is going down this new path for innovation together with EIT Manufacturing?
Yes, thank you for the question, first of all. Let me point out first that the topic, of course, of CO2 reduction and circular economy is of utmost importance for voestalpine. So we have to go to reduce our CO2 emissions by 30% until 2030 and be carbon neutral until 2050. And having said that, and as you all know, the topic is gaining even more traction now with the scarcity of raw materials and the high energy and prices also for natural gas. So that's why it's super important for us. And why are we doing it with EIT Manufacturing in the last call? I think there's mainly 3 points here. The first one is of course that the last call had a clear focus on this topic, CO2 reduction and circular economy, because there was this new hotspot created last year, which was with the name of, I think it's Smart Technologies for Circular and Green Manufacturing. So it fits very well. Secondly, it is very easy to get access to a lot of different project ideas and possible project partners through the ideation sessions, through the matchmaking event, and also the Wide Ideas platform. So that's super easy and convenient for us. And thirdly, it's the knowledge triangle of EIT. Fits very well to our needs. So with the topic circular economy, we focus on education, with the aim of to create the mindset and increase the knowledge in the whole value chain. But with the topic of CO2 reduction, we look for innovative solutions to create the transparency at our company, but also again in the whole value chain. And I can share that we submitted 4 projects only with this new hotspot, Smart Technologies for Circular and Green Manufacturing alone. And as you mentioned, we are especially excited to continue our cooperation with the winner from last year's Booster Bridge competition, Chaintrace, which is from Sweden, in one of the projects. And I think that's a perfect example of how to set up a cooperation between a startup and a corporate like voestalpine. Get on the radar in competitions like Boost Up or Discover Vienna, Vienna Up, participate in the call for proposals, and then hopefully start working in a funded project.
Thank you. This was advertisement for EIT Manufacturing. This is fantastic. You mentioned knowledge triangle. I didn't mention that. Do you want to explain it?
Yes, I guess I'm not perfect in it, but I think it explains that EIT is focusing not only on innovation, but also on education and business creation, also the risk countries. So that fits very well to our needs, because it's not always innovation, especially with the new topics or the upcoming topics like circular economy. We also have to educate our workforce and also the partners that we are working with.
Very good. Thank you very much. Helmut, I'm coming back to you. You're responsible also for the global business development and therefore responsible for mergers and acquisitions. As an organization, how do you find startups right now and decide which one you want to cooperate? And what are the main criteria that you see in your organization for a successful cooperation with outside partners and startups?
For us, it's very important that there is a good strategic fit. So we try to define problem areas where we are looking for solutions which we then hopefully get from young dynamic companies and startups. Before we had certain search fields in which we were looking for startups, and now as some problems have been solved in the meanwhile, or we are working actively to realize basically the ideas and the development programs which we have in place, and combine this in our internal automation or IoT platform, which is called Matrix, and try to find ways to include the solutions from the startups via APIs into this platform, because there are more than 50 installations with our clients already, so it's very easy to include other solutions which we get then via license from a startups also in this advanced automation and process automation platform which we offer to our clients. And this is what we try. Moreover, we are looking for green products to help to fight against the climate change, because when you imagine a big power plant has a lot of excess energy because of the two boilers which are inside the power plant to burn wood residuals which are not used in the pulp or in the paper then later on, like the lignin or some rests like the black liquor which you can't recycle anymore. And also here we look for value-added solutions of this biorefinery to make and offer possibilities to reduce the CO2 footprint and to reduce the emissions of CO2 by CO2 scraper, which we have in our portfolios. And here we are looking for new green solutions which we can then implement at our clients' sites.
Helmut, I don't want to put you on the spot here, but I think you would be the perfect candidate for a Booster Bridge competition. present your innovation gap and see if we have our startups and scales up and SMEs out there trying to help you. Thank you so much for explaining that.
Thank you for having me here.
Beside being the president of the Industry Innovation Cluster, you are also coordinator of the Gaia X Hub in Slovakia. Tell us a little bit about the hub per se, and then what kind of role are data playing in manufacturing? Is this important? Is it not important? And how can startups benefit from that kind of mega trend?
Maybe I will start that exactly. We heard the aim about decreasing the footprint CO2. And exactly yesterday I was in Slovakia at Prime Minister office, and Slovakia present roadmap in circular economy with the help of OECD. And there is a lot of opportunity for the startups. And I think the answer to reach these aims is to work together. Together we will be faster. And how to work together in circular economy, for example, it could be the sharing the data, sharing the critical data between the companies. And you have to take this courage. We have to do it. We have to change our mindset at the companies that something will be better. Maybe if some data we can share and cooperate with our suppliers or clients to make the new solutions, for example, also to decreasing CO2 prints. So this is my answer to the how startups could benefits from all this. And what is Gaia X? When we want to share the data, it must be in secure way. we have to establish trust. We have to take some principles, some rules. You know that European Commission create a big legislation on data economy, the SADM, AYA. So there is a lot of legislation that will impact all this kind of data economy. And but it is in our hand to have the trust and to start to share the data in our economy.
Very good. Thank you. Yes, I mean, you know, we are working on several projects, including Euro-Gigant, which is creating use cases for the Gaia X. And we see the interest from the industry. I mean, there are a lot of folks coming to us and say, we want to participate, we want to be in the Industrieausschuss and so on. So this is definitely a trend that we are seeing as well. Peter, let's come back to the topic a little bit. We were talking about intrapreneurship versus open innovation, using your own, you know, gigantic resources. Voestalpine also has a lot of employees, and you know, opening the doors for ideas coming from the outside. Where do you see the advantages working on open innovation? I mean, you have created, you know, quite some experience or earned some experience with that. And then, very specifically, in a large organization like Voestalpine, do you think it would be beneficial for some of your employees step out, work with the startup for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and then go back and better understand the mentality?
Yes, so I get there 2 questions here. Let me start with the first one, with the advantages. What we experience is that the exchange with startups and scale-ups is very fruitful. And that's mainly, I think, because of 2 reasons. The first one would be their mindset and their working style. So, as we heard before, they're usually hardworking, they are fast, they are flexible, not like a corporate. You are usually talking to decision makers. You don't have to wait very long. Nobody's telling you, okay, I'm not responsible, or that's not part of my role description, or something like that, which can happen in a corporate. You know that. Sure. And I want to give an example. If you can get a non-disclosure agreement signed within a day with a startup, at a corporate it can take you weeks. So just because of the process. And the second thing is, of course, the great variety of exciting new ideas, technologies, and solutions they offer. And as we heard before from Selma, they are willing to try out things quickly for you, and they are ready to adapt their solutions, which is very good. So I think we can learn a lot from each other, and that, I think, brings me to the second part of the second question. Working in a startup for some time. I think that's a very interesting idea, and in fact, Voestalpine already has a dedicated program for their high potentials. And how does it work? The participants discover numerous of our companies worldwide and work on various projects, gaining a wide range of experience. And I think working in a startup could really be a nice add-on to this. I should really recommend this to HR. But let me add one more thing. I think it's very important that we understand how startups work, but that's not a one-way street. On the other hand, it's very important that the startups also understand how a big corporate works. What do we need? What do we pay attention to? Or what are the requirements for cooperation? And here again, I can only recommend to get in contact with us through events like today, and really address the needs of the big corporates that they do address in the call for proposals. And then you can, in a really targeted manner, really provide your services and solutions. And that's, I think, a very easy way to get to know each other.
Very good. Thank you very much. So, dear startups and scale-ups, if you would like to, you have the opportunity to talk to 3 gigantic corporates here: Andritz, Voestalpine High Performance Materials, and also through IIC we are talking about Stellantis, Hewlett-Packard, the Slovakian railway system, and so on. So you guys are representing big companies here and are kind of door openers for open innovation. Thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you so much for being here with me. It was a great discussion. Please, the Austrian gift. It's easier to carry home than a bottle of wine or flowers, right? Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter.